Everywhere I go on this island, it seems to me I find degeneracy.
Watch a few movies, take a few notes. See, it's a lot scarier when there's no motive, Sid.
We have a bargain.
Watch a few movies, take a few notes.
Do you feel the pain? Always fear. Pain, I can assure you, will be exquisite.
Watch a few movies, take a few notes.
His entire work consists of violence, all the time, obsessed with the issue of violence. Mayhem, gouging out of eyes, autopsies on the stage.
Come. It is time to keep your appointment.
Good evening, chat. Welcome to episode 212 of Double Feature Horror Show. This time looking at Humane from Caitlin Cronenberg. Don't know why I went into sort of radio DJ mode there. That was a bit weird. We'll move past that. We are rounding off Cronenberg season tonight, where we've ended up covering one film from each of the active Cronenbergs, many of them still in sleeper agent mode. Yes, the code word has yet to be issued to them. And this one comes to us courtesy of Dylan Roth, who put us onto it. Thank you, Dylan. I had totally missed this, in fairness. Caitlin Cronenberg, this is her debut film. It's only out last year. I'm going to let myself off the hook, but I'm thanking you for your sharp eye helping us detect it. Hello, chat. All you lovely folk, many regulars, loyal folks here. Hello. Lawrence, hello. Oh, you've got a different username at the moment. Laku, good to see you. John Goris, very good to see you as well. Dr. Prepper, hello. And anyone else I've missed, I also want to say hello, all you wonderful Americans who are watching this on the replay because you are enjoying Thanksgiving tonight. TCG, do you get a bit jealous of Thanksgiving?
No.
You don't?
No.
Oh.
Think of it this way. I then have to be jealous of other things like Eid Mubarak, Ramadan, Hanukkah.
You don't have to sign up to the lot.
Why not?
You know, it's we can pick and choose. We can be selective, can't we? We can say,
Nah,
I want the pecan pie. Go off a cliff. Nah,
I'm happy to have my turkey once a year.
Oh,
but happy Thanksgiving to all our American viewers, both live and on the replay. No, in all seriousness, yeah, it seems like a very, very nice time for the Americans, and yeah.
I think good on them.
It would be difficult.
Based around food, you get to be in the kitchen. Oh, lovely.
Food, family, being grateful for stuff. Yeah.
Taking part in the best season of all, autumn.
Yeah. You like the autumn, don't you?
I do. That's a perfect one for me.
Sweet.
Well, I'll kick us into it very quickly. We're on YouTube. So you know what to do. Like the stream, leave the comments, the algo rewards engagement. So please do that. Have your say and show other people that you enjoy the stream, and it will show us to more people. Helps the channel grow, and that's very welcome. If you want to go a little bit further and support the channel directly, you can do it via Super Chats or joining as a member. That is the best option. You can do that here or on Subscribestar, and when you do that, you get access to exclusive content and you get to vote on what we cover. And I also tend to do a special request for anyone who's a member, as you will see for I think almost everything we're covering in December is a member request. So there we go. And hello, Dylan, who put us onto this one. So yes, there we go. That's how to support the channel. Please do it. It would be very welcome. Not that I have spent, an obscene amount of money on Trappist beer in preparation for Christmas. But let me just say, it's always a good time to support the channel. Anyway, TCG, how about yourself? Quick shill for anyone who's not familiar.
Yep, so we'll be going live tomorrow at 9 p.m. UK time, both on YouTube and Twitch for the Friday night quiz. The following week, just a heads up, there won't be one. My missus has decided to go out with her mates, so there's going to be a conflict around time. So I'll probably do I'll probably do like a game stream or something like that when I get back from picking her up. But then on Saturday onwards, we will be doing, I say we, me, I will be doing season 2 of Telltale's The Walking Dead. I did do season 1 last week, had a bloody good time with it. So we're going to continue the decision making fun. Silence is not an option.
Silence is not an option. No. Well, you do a fine gaming stream, so highly recommended. I think the way you do a solo stream, I do admire at TCG. You keep it a lot straighter than I do.
Do I really? I spend most of my time crapping myself when I'm doing those. even a game that I played like donkeys years ago that I remembered very little of. There's enough jump scares in there to keep people entertained, I think. But yeah, stepping into season 2's Walking Dead, I actually never played it, so I don't. So I'm kind of walking into uncharted territory. So I'm just hoping that the story doesn't drop off too much. Because the first season story, man, is peak, man. It is absolutely peak.
Cozy, super cozy. All right, well, exciting. That's new stuff for you. All right, brilliantly. Well, we'll get into it. Straight into Caitlin Cronenberg's debut, Humane. Before this, all I can see of her is a couple of shorts. So she waited around, but she's got stuck in now. And Humane is an odd one. As you might expect from a Cronenberg, she's done it in Canada with Canadians and not particularly identified it as Canadian, but we'll move on. And we've got a couple of the other hallmarks that we'd expect from a Cronenberg movie. But I think that angle doesn't actually help us too much because I think it's fair to say, TCG, this is not a particularly Cronenbergian Cronenberg movie.
No, she does. Is it Caitlin Cronenberg, isn't it? She's taken. She's sort of taken a sort of sidestep from sort of what Daddy Cronenberg is more popularly known for. There wasn't really as much gore or body horror as you would expect to see in a film made by a Cronenberg, but there's little tiny elements in there that you think, oh yeah, you can see where Daddy's influence has sort of seeped through. But overall, this is a very different kind of story to that which Cronenberg would normally tell.
Totally, yeah. Kudos to her. It's doing her own thing, and like obviously there's like the tiniest little dab of sexual perversion. Almost like, she was, she had to do it. Like she had to tick a contract. Blink and you'll miss it, bit of filth. The gore, fairly minor, not really body horror. I think that the thing that stands out as most, say, in line in the family way is the satire element. And it's not the sort of, I don't want to call it subtle, but it is subtler than David and Brandon's output. Not a criticism on either of them. And of course, Possessor wasn't particularly a satire, but here she's definitely doing a satire in a way that is quite different to what you might expect. Now, I think I can see a fair few people haven't watched it. They're just interested in what we say. It's going to be a full spoiler stream, but we'll give you an overview of what Humane is about. I see there are also Bob appreciators. Should we get this out of the way, TCG? Bob is the best thing about this movie by a long way, and it's not even close.
Yeah, ain't close. Bob is... He's brilliant.
I was lapping him up. He is fantastic. I absolutely loved him. Yeah,
a very, very layered character, but I do love the... I just love the portrayal that the actor did on this film for Bob. I wanted him to win. I wanted him to win. I'm not going to lie. I wanted him to win.
Yeah, I thought I just had this sort of thing throughout. Where do I know him from? I don't know him from anywhere. I've never seen him before, but he just carried this with so much personality that I just thought, yeah, he's got to be a guy, right? I think people. Sorry, man. I talked over you there.
No, I was going to say he's got to be a what? Sorry, I didn't catch that bit.
Like he's got to be a bigger name. But
you'd think that, yeah, because he's got a very familiar face, hasn't he? It's like almost like uncanny, like I know him from somewhere, but yeah, I'd have to look at. I'd have to look up. Yeah, you're going to tell me? Are you going to?
Oh yeah, I looked up because I thought I've got to know him, but no, it's like Veronica Mars, Galaxy Quest. That's
Galaxy Quest.
yeah.
Right.
I mean, I
okay.
don't know it that well, so I think it's just he was incredibly persuasive and won me over. Like,
Right.
yeah, based Bob. Everyone is loving Bob. Darn right. Oh no, other people are bigger Galaxy Quest fans. Okay. People are also already dissecting the message of the film in chat, which yes, I mean that's kind of the whole point of this film, isn't it? You can't take your mind off it. Let's for people who didn't do their homework, let's ease them in. What is going on in this film? And also, hi Ken Jensen. Don't see you very often. Good to see you catching it live, man. Very nice to see you. TCG, would you like to give people the back of the DVD overview of what on earth is going on in this film?
So this is a world in which overpopulation has become such a problem that essentially we are reaching an extinction level threat. Climate change is gone a bit ballistic. And the world, the governments across the world have decided that the only way to resolve this is to depopulate the earth. Elon Musk's worst nightmare, depopulation. And so every nation has a quota, has a target to get down. I think it's 20%. I think it is.
It was 20%.
So yeah,
Musk
they've got
furiously control Ving his gene pool.
Basically,
trying
basically
to counteract it.
Musk was locked up with a chastity belt strapped around him. No more kids, Musk. You're killing the earth. So, but yeah, so basically, the world has to depopulate, and one of the ways they decide to do it is people can volunteer or conscript to basically following the Canadian route, funnily enough, of removing yourself from the equation, thus no longer being a problem, shall we say.
Literally Canadian healthcare.
Quite literally, yeah. And will be British healthcare sooner than you think.
Ah, true.
So this film centers around one particular family called the York family, who are dad's quite a successful individual, but the children less so. Some are doing all right for themselves. One's an anthropologist, one works with government, one, I think the other one works with the government, yada yada yada. Then you have the failing aspiring actress and the crackhead killer adopted foreign son.
Just for the ease of everyone, if you can't remember the name Noah, you can think of him as Arab James Franco. Because that's all I did. Yeah, Timu Elizabeth Olsen.
I was going to say
James Franco.
I was going to say she proper looks like Elizabeth Olsen.
So
yeah,
complaining.
The dad invites the family round for dinner. They've got a special announcement. Him and his wife Dawn. They are volunteering for the program to the family's shock, horror, and outrage, if you will. Dawn does a runner. She decides that actually she's not going to do it anymore, so she does a runner. And Bob and his doc's co-workers pop up a few hours early to basically carry out the act. Now, the dad is a bit apprehensive. He doesn't really want to go through it without his wife, but something happens that makes him change his mind. But because Bob came there for 2 Yorks, he gets 1 York in the father, but he needs another York. So he leaves the siblings in the house and takes Mia, who is the daughter of one of the women, one of the sisters.
What's
sorry,
her name?
I think she might be
Rachel.
Mia.
Rachel's daughter.
So Rachel's daughter Mia. He puts her in the trailer, where you get some quite entertaining, quite funny scenes between them, between the two of them. Yeah, and basically just gives them a couple of hours. You've got to decide which one of you is going to be stepping up to the plate and giving us what we need. And yeah, hilarity ensues.
Yes, indeed. Hilarity ensues. I think that's a pretty good way of describing it. The family, would you describe them as likable, charismatic citizens?
No, they're like, do you know, they're like the family from what was it? Not hide and seek film. Now, what was it
yes,
that we
yeah.
watched? They're like them, basically, just a very sort of like unlikable, just arseholish kind of family.
I know the one you mean. It's killing me. It's
They're making a sequel of it. Oh God, what's it called?
Okay,
Ready or Not. Ready
or Not. Yeah, the
Yeah,
one with
they're making-
Samara Morgan.
Yeah, they're making a sequel of it.
Samara Morgan? No, Samara Weaving.
That's it.
Who
That's
is
it, yeah.
Hugo Weaving's niece?
Oh really? Oh wow. So
Yeah.
so they try. Well, I say they try killing each other. Basically, the three biological siblings decide that Noah's going to be the one, basically, to give it up. You know, he's a bit of a failure. You know, he was addicted to drugs. He has a girlfriend, by the way, who isn't at the house because it was only family members only that were allowed to attend. But he met her during one of these like rehab. During his time in rehab, she'd been clean for 10 years.
Girlfriend is on the right.
Yeah, which, by the way, her death is hilarious, I will say. And again, it's because of Bob. It's because of Bob. Yeah, and yeah, it's just I would say carnagey, but yeah, it's just four siblings just freaking out because one of them apparently isn't going to be making it. But there you go.
Yeah, I think good summary. That gives people enough to work with. No, I don't think that we can't talk around this. We got to get to this pretty quickly. You've referenced this film as like maybe a more satirical, better version of Ready or Not. I couldn't help but think of like, well, quite a few other Netflix movies that come out, like Don't Look Up.
Okay.
But like this film, rarely enough, weirdly enough, doesn't seem to be on brand, like on message with all the other films about big issues such as climate and so on.
Yeah, it's almost taking the piss out of it, isn't it?
Yeah, massively.
It's
this film is decidedly not carrying a message that I would expect from a film very clearly referencing, you know, climate change and COVID. And yes, we're going to get one of those gay little Wikipedia labels now. Tell me when we get it, chat.
Yeah.
It starts off, I mean, from the very start, it's hitting you with it, you know, this kind of, you know, there's a big thing going on. It's all terrible. It's all terrible. Come get your government water. This little guy on the right who's doling it out. Look at it. He's spilling it blooming everywhere. Like they make sure you can see that the government guy giving the water out is absolutely piddling it all over the ground, just totally wasting it. You can see that everyone is like, you start to wonder, like, you know, if the sun is super scary, are those umbrellas really doing anything for you?
Gee, it's almost like it almost could be a metaphor for something else.
It might be. It might be something else, for like an ineffective protective layer that everyone's being forced to use.
Yeah,
but I can't put my hand on it. I just can't put my finger on it. It's got to be something.
I know.
No, nothing comes to mind.
And
yeah,
it's really strange.
Then there's, I don't know. Maybe I'm a bit paranoid. Maybe I've been watching too much Devon Stack. But a poster like this, like, I'm just saying, like, the boomer is offing himself. They're saying thanks, Dad, and I don't know. It's like maybe 2 of those kids, maybe 3 at most.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, Caitlin Cronenberg.
the
What
people
are-
in
What are
advertising.
you
Well, you know,
doing?
well, this, do you know what? I
What
feel
did she
like
mean by this?
this is one of those things where she's gone to BlackRock and gone, yep, look,
Mm.
see, I've done the DEI quotas. Okay, so now you can give me the millions and billions and billions.
Yeah.
And then they've gone, oh yeah, no, we can see you've done that. And then she's gone, okay, now I'm going to make the film that I want to make.
This film, yeah.
But I don't think this
honestly,
made a lot
I
of
think
money,
that's
though,
what's
did it?
happened.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it references stuff, and then you think, oh, okay, it's going to go down this route, but then it doesn't. Like, there's one bit when they're talking about obviously doing their part to get the depopulation down, and then you get the guy, you get one of them. I think I can't remember if it was Noah or not, but they start talking about like, oh well, you know, if it'll be like Asia that's got to do the biggest thing, and he's like, and they're like, yeah, no, yeah, China, Japan, India, they're like the biggest. They're like the biggest culprits of this population issue, but you know, you can't be caught. You know, you can't just lay all the blame on them. Why do you think they call it the Asian thing? And then he's saying like his wife can't leave the house, and then she leaves the house.
Yeah. Yeah, so like the
So they're like-
references to climate and COVID are, you know, I wouldn't say they're super subtle, but
No, they're not subtle at all.
but
yeah,
the film, bless it, at no point does it get a character standing up on a soapbox to tell you the message of the movie.
No, I don't think so. And like the things that you get, the things that you get from the film, like later on when one of the brothers, I'm terrible with names, and he's like, I'm not racist, you know, I'm not doing this because of my white privilege. It's like, yeah, I think someone, I think Dylan might have said it. Someone said it was cringe. I found it hilarious because it just because after he gets knocked out by Noah, he's like, yeah, I get it. Like, it's shut up.
Yeah, I think that was. We'll get to it. That was one of the missteps, I think.
You think it was a misstep? I thought it was quite funny.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
no,
I just thought Noah just been, oh, shut up. Like, I know why you're doing this, and it ain't because of your white privilege, lad.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it depends what you take from it, but like we're sort of falling into the trap of trying to like psychoanalyze the director. But that's my favorite thing to do, is try and work out what she's trying to say. But I thought for all the amount that this film was like decidedly, you know, against the mainstream message in quite a brave way.
Batteries? No, it's not batteries.
TCG, have you got a ceiling bird in there? Oh, crikey. So yeah, for like all the way, this is quite bravely against the mainstream messaging. You know, there were a couple of bits that made me pause, but let's maybe keep doing the things that I'm going to mute him. I'm muting you, man. We can't be doing with ceiling birds, can we? Yeah, as I was saying, for all the way it's sort of against the message, you know, in some interesting ways. What did we have? Like, so we covered the sort of fact that the big government scheme is not going to work. You know.
Hello, sorry, my house isn't burning down. Don't worry, and I'm not having a beep moment. But for some reason, the smoke alarms on our street have started going off.
Ooh wee!
Like, it's not just mine. I can hear other houses' fire alarms going, smoke alarms going off. Just gonna dump. I'll be back as soon as I can. I'll be back as soon as I can. I'm just gonna make
go for it. Go for it.
Hidden flames. Bear with.
Trying to work out what is going on. Indeed, Dylan, to err is human, to chirp chimp is divine. Absolutely. All right. So where are we? We did a bit of government waste. Nicely done at the very start of the movie. We liked that. There was also another one in. I don't think I have the actual scene when they're all together, so I'll just give you this one instead. But there was a comment that was controversial where basically you wonder, okay, they're trying to depopulate by 20%. And there was an argument amongst the family about a scheme for what they called undocumented. You could basically sign yourself up for Canadian healthcare if you're undocumented, get the money, pass it on get a cash reward, as everyone who enlists, as they call it in this movie, gets. And then you can give the money to your kids, and they can be fast-tracked for citizenship. And there was there's sort of an interesting discussion of, oh my God, is that fine? Is that exploitative? Well, actually, it's good because then they get a chance to take part and contribute the way everyone does. It's a wonderfully perverse discussion, but there's also an element of, hang on, if you're really trying to depopulate the country, surely that is the moment you put Steve Laws in control, right? Surely that is the moment you are clearing people out. Surely. But the government policy is like a die one, get 12 free. Surely it's the most insane way you could do this. Instead of just saying no and removing, the policy is remove one, guarantee 6 or 8 or however many. It's like, is that an accident? No, I think Caitlin Cronenberg kind of knows what she's doing. She's pointing out it, on the very least, on the most mild interpretation, Caitlin is doing a sort of basic, silly government program incentives are all wrong. But for the trained eye, maybe she's pointing out something else. Maybe there's another sort of longer term implication of that policy that maybe is backed up by, I don't know, something like this poster. I don't know. Who could say? We might be overthinking it. And in fact, there's stuff later in the movie that makes me think, no.
Hello, and welcome back. What have I done with my tea? Oh, there it is. Mossad attack. You shouldn't have had tea with that. Oh, crap. Yeah. Oh, I've finished it anyway. Managed to find out what happened next door are cooking. And yeah. Which somehow set ours off as well. I'm wondering if it was the sound.
It's blast damage.
Yeah.
There's an area of effect on that.
Well, the thing is, we got a new kettle, a new microwave, and we got one of these like big old like Alexa things in the kitchen. Like literally the last couple of days or so. And I heard that go off and I just thought to myself, please do not tell me they've like caught on fire. Oof. Please. Well, yeah. Well, they haven't. Yeah. They're working just fine.
Thankfully not good.
I don't know if you mentioned this, but Lakutaku says, didn't they say in the beginning that borders are closed? Yes, they did. They full on shut the borders down. Like something else that happened recently.
Yeah. Well, we're just discussing the policy of like basically if you're undocumented, you can enlist and then your kids get fast tracked. I was like, yeah, but that's a pretty self-defeating policy. Surely that's the time to go Steve Laws mode. Everyone. But yeah, if they have actually closed the border, that leans it towards a less spicy interpretation here. So we'll let them have it. We'll let them have it. Yeah, I mean, this is some of the tastiest stuff in the film. Like in this excellent scene. By the way, we got a little bit of Joker mode here. Who is the wise expert? Who is the hateable character? We've got a little bit of that going on. For people wanting to say, yo, that this is extremely high Scoville count. It's like, But again, this is another sort of little hint at the whole, hang on, the enlisting was meant to be just for the old, and then it's open to all, and then this guy is talking about actually we could offer this medical procedure to children.
Sorry, I've just got to interject here. Dylan Ross says that crime guy, as Roger Daltrey said, you all look white, but your dad was black. Fun fact, Dylan. When my nan was first introduced to my dad, okay,
that Sargon guy.
Well, he's a mechanic, right? But he's a mechanic by trade. So he works all day under vehicles, over in and out of vehicles, and he is he's a very well tanned individual. Okay, anyway, so Anyway, met him, all that stuff. Yep, happy days. Yep, lovely. He leaves, and then my nan turns around to me mum, and the first thing she says was, "Is he a black man?" she just couldn't tell. She couldn't tell. She couldn't figure it out. She was like, he might be, but he's not. So, yeah, I suppose you could say that my dad might be black. Who knows?
That Carl Benjamin guy. It's happened.
No. That's his granddad.
I know. True. Oof. Lucky Taki's asking, trans kids, I'll agree 100%. 100%. No, we've talked before that this is one of those things that's denied. Like David Cronenberg denies it, but I'm sorry. I think he's got a bit of a fascination with that issue, and I don't think he holds the opinions that most of his contemporaries do. So, but he's also wise enough to keep it under wraps, as you would be if you wanted to keep making movies and not be blacklisted. I mean, you saw the crap that poor Clint Eastwood got, or I was going to say, or Mel Gibson. They might have said one or two things, But who hasn't? Who hasn't? After too strong a cup of tea.
I mean, to be fair, Seth Rogen basically does the same thing that Mel Gibson does nowadays. If you confront him at all, he'll just ask you that question.
Yeah. It's weird. Works for him. I don't know, man. Never made sense to me, but yeah, David Cronenberg, I do genuinely feel has a bit of an interest in that question and does not share the accepted media opinion. I wonder with this, Caitlin Cronenberg possibly on the same line.
Maybe.
And, I do think, again, she's showing quite an insightful, brave, even depiction of basically how the government responds to these things, what the slippery slope is like,
Oh, 100%, yeah. I mean, they do it quite well with this. Which this is exactly the scene where I said journos are going to journo because you've got, I think it's Jared York. I'm just going through the characters now. So Jared's having this conversation with what I presume to be a CNN interviewer. And then the subject comes up of like the minimum ages for people to volunteer themselves for euthanasia. And the government there's rumors that the government are going to reduce the age down. And all he says is, look, I have a 10-year-old son. And then the journo's like, so you're saying that you put your own son up for this? And he's like, no, that's not what I'm saying. Then later on, his mum's the estranged wife is on the phone kicking off, saying that the kid's in tears because he said that he'd put his own son up. And he's like, I never said that. And she's like, he doesn't want to talk to you. I'm just like, mate, that well done. That is exactly what journalists are like. So well done, Caitlin. You absolutely nailed it there. Well done.
Very good. I mean,
made me like her a little bit more.
That's an interesting one there, because like I'd read it as he was weaseling the topic out, like, hey, we might consider it, like,
yeah, but I don't
like
think
the old Rachel Reeves approach. We might consider. Yeah. We might consider a breathing tax,
Yeah.
We're considering it.
Well, do you know what? As much as I hate, I actually had to sit there and watch the autumn budget yesterday as part of my work, and I have to say, I'm a bit, obviously not ideal in the real world, but the time in which these changes are coming in, I'm quite grateful because it means I have a little less work to do when it comes to compliance this year, because it's all not changing now. Anyway, sorry, I'm detracting, but yeah, he does come across as that Weasley kind of guy that would be, just the typical sort of politician style responses where you don't actually answer the questions, but and then obviously the journalist tries to extrapolate that answer and try and form a conclusion from it. But it's just that. Okay, they might consider something, or nothing is really off the table. But 10-year-olds, no. But the fact that it jumps on it, and I'm just like, oh man, I see what Caitlin's done there. Like, very, very well done at showing how the media can misrepresent people's quotes, and I love that. I liked that.
Fair play then. This is I like you challenging me, TCG, because I'd come away with it without that reading, and I'm like, yeah, actually, fair play, fair play. Another thing like that Jared does, I thought was really quite nice, was the old when his dad says, "Yes, I'm going to enlist," and he's basically saying that policy's not for us, you know.
Yeah.
I was, I was reminded of, I couldn't put my finger on it, TCG, but I was just trying to, I'm sure there was something recently where these big policies were rolled out, and
Well,
then the
I,
very people who proposed them were
it's
found to
weird.
not be following them. But
Do you know,
I
it's weird
can't put my
because
finger on it.
it's weird because at the time they were saying that, I was eating a curry and drinking some beer with some work colleagues, having a work meeting.
Oh yeah, interesting,
Yeah,
interesting. And that somehow that made you think, that's interesting.
sorry,
Yeah,
Dr.
I
Prepper
was.
says, yeah, it's still weird he brought his son up in that context, even if the journo did the Kathy Newman. From what I can remember, the journo cut him off mid-sentence. I feel like he was going to say, look, I've got a 10-year-old son. There is no way that I would want him or any other child. I feel like that's where he would be going with it. Of course, I don't want my son to go through at this age, and I wouldn't expect anybody else's son to do that. But as soon as he says, I've got a 10-year-old son, this journo just goes, boom, straight in.
She got a soundbite.
Piers Morgan style interruption. Just could not get a word in edgeways.
Yeah. So that Jared, by the way, Jay Baruchel, I don't think we said. More of a comedy guy, and he plays this pretty much like a comedy thing.
Yeah.
I don't know him too well. I saw him in This Is the End, but I think that's the only thing I've seen him in.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't really. I'm not familiar with any of them, really, to be fair.
Yeah.
Apart from Bob.
It's not usually, well-known cast. Peter Gallagher, who is in the middle in the cardigan there. He's the only guy that I had any familiarity with, really, apart from Jay Baruchel. And he was in the OC, but I never really watched that. But my wife had a "it's that guy" moment.
What? Love that.
Yeah. And I'd be like, oh, okay. I thought he was the dude from Heroes. The older brother, the politician guy. But
yeah.
I was wrong. Yeah. It's an interesting one that he does have that thing of he's taken in the messaging and he's saying, yes, I'm going to do it. My wife and I are going to do it.
Like a typical boomer.
Well, I'd almost say it's like that atypical boomer that he's saying, oh, actually, I will do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I suppose it's typical that he's following it, but it's weird that he would do it himself.
Well, the thing is, he was a journalist himself, wasn't he? Because his son Jared.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And he's like, asking questions is not like building a narrative or something like that. Yeah, and it's just, but it's like, but you're asking questions, but you're not. He clearly hasn't challenged it at all. Whereas his sons, you've got one son who's like, yeah, we've got, there are conspiracy theories. He's like, oh yeah, what's their name then? Well, they're anonymous, of course. Same name as me, anonymous. Because obviously, because there was a certain time period not that long ago where I think if you said something and people could easily identify you, you could get in a lot of hot water, like lose your careers and be struck off. And
it might have been something like that. I'm sure it'll come to me in a second.
Yeah, it was just, what would have made this film a lot more believable if there was copious amounts of toilet roll.
They're just stocking up.
And I genuinely feel sometimes, right, okay, I'm going to put my conspiracy hat on for a second, right, because I feel like sometimes films are released to prepare people for something that's upcoming. I will give you a recent example. Supernatural, season 5. There's an episode where Dean travels 5 years into the future. Croatoan has swept the nation, okay? Sam has said yes to Lucifer, and the apocalypse is in full swing, but Dean never said yes to Michael. So the battle between heaven and hell could never kick off. Chuck says something in it that's very, very interesting. He says, whatever you do, store up on toilet roll. You will thank me for it later.
Oh,
And
wow.
what happened about 10 years after that show? Something happened where we had to get where toilet roll was very, very in short supply. And I just feel like people remembered that episode and said, what would Chuck do?
Halloween, right? You know, TPing people's houses for trick or treat.
Exactly.
That's what you mean,
Oh, yeah.
right?
That's of course. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm thinking, gee, the next big thing, the next big thing, this could be a thing. They're just getting us prepped.
Sweepy Joe saying absolute schizomaxing. Well, TCG, since you raised that, tell you what, I will throw my own little tinfoil hat into the ring. So there's a book called Free Your Mind. I know the title's terrible, but never mind. I cannot remember the let me look it up quickly. Patrick something. Free Your Mind by Laura Dodsworth and Patrick Fagan. They're the people, right? And it's about large-scale persuasion efforts. You might call them propaganda. That's what I would call. Basically, how government, media, etc. use certain techniques to persuade the populace. Already it sounds very schizo, but it's very well documented. And one of the examples they use that we're going to schizomax on, and you can really say, I don't know, you might be going a bit too far there, but they talk about a major Hollywood release, Spider-Man No Way Home. You've seen that movie, right, TCG?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty good time. It went through, it's a massive production, so some very big entities need to be involved to fund it. And, a lot of people have a hand in the script and revise it. And one aspect of the film is that all the bad guys are refusing to be injected by Spider-Man. There's this thing sweeping in, right, that needs to be shut down. So to protect everyone, the bad guys, all the villains need to take the injections, but they refuse. Now,
oh my. Hang on a minute.
That's the kind of thing where you say, like, I really, but also, that's interesting. That's a kind of.
Okay, so which one are you then? I'm calling dibs on Green Goblin.
Oh well, I'm something of a schizo poster myself, so I'd have that. Yeah, I just like that. That's one of the ones where you feel kind of crazy, but this does happen. Let's just give an example that absolutely everyone knows about is the attempt to stop people smoking. Smoking is basically removed from your screen now. As the excellent film Thank You for Smoking put it, the only people you see smoking are Ravs, Russian Arabs and villains. It's the idea is to demonize smoking, so you just don't see it, especially not among good people. It's been stigmatized. In fact, you even get content warnings for smoking on, I think, Amazon.
Oh, you do? Yeah. It's like flashing images, nudity, smoking.
Other ones,
outdated behaviors or something.
Oh yeah, outdated behaviors and phrasing. Like that's another one. Like they do use the movies to try and make certain ideas and certain phrases taboo. Like that is one of the most literal things, like the most clear bits of censorship still happening in the UK. Like they used to crack down on nudity and swearing. Now that's absolutely fine. But if you announce prejudice that is not explicitly denounced in the film itself, your film is going to have to be a 12 at the minimum. So awkward moments that would be just in a PG film of kids mucking around and one calls another kid a fag, that's that will probably be edited out of a movie now, because
Yeah.
it's directly in the BBFC, the British Board of Film Classification Guidelines, and was from certainly 2014. Yeah, so when we're going back to like, is this pre-programmed? Well, lots of things are pre-programmed. How far in advance is it pre-programmed? I don't know. This is like my favorite tangent to go on TCG. I'm so glad
Yeah.
I got to drop the Spider-Man No Way Home one.
But doesn't this feel a bit anti that though? This film.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it kind of does feel anti that. Like it's almost like it does it to like a satirical level.
Mm.
Like how this guy just has absolutely no, like, he asks questions, but he doesn't question. You know,
Mm.
it's a
Yeah,
really interesting. It's a really interesting angle, I think, for this Charles character.
Did you detect a bit of a, how can I say, a bit of weirdness in that scene where he's justifying it and saying he has to be an example? Because I felt in that scene they were standing in front of the TV. That's when the fake news, the anonymous poster was mentioned. And the dad there, whose name I blooming heck, he's only like the main
Charles
character.
York. Charles York. So I've got the
Thank you.
IMDb cast up at the moment.
Perfect. Charles. Charles seemed to kind of like flip in the middle of that conversation, like he was going for, I trust the narrative, I trust the narrative. And then he seemed to flip on the idea of like, but hang on, they're covering up something about the undocumented policy. Do you know what I mean? He like,
Yeah.
that just stood out to me like, what? Hang on, I thought you were in favor of this thing. And now you flip to say that's not true. Whereas Jared the whole time is like, we go by the government line. We'll get you fired if you just. Oh, hang on. Who was saying it? Dylan Roth. Of course, it was you,
Yeah.
Dylan. Take the Bernays pill. 100%. 100%. Dylan, do look at my commentary on 12 Angry Men. I think you'd appreciate it if you haven't seen it already. Yes. If that's obscure to people, there, have yourself a little look at Edward Bernays and his writing. Treat yourself to Jacques Ellul as well.
Sorry, just responding to Lawrence there because he just reminded me, like, with the word wanker in shows such as Buffy and The Simpsons, which is absolutely true. But I remember every time my favorite part of every Buffy episode was getting to the credit scenes, just because I could see a guy called Thomas Wanker.
And in season 5, he was followed by Brian Wankham.
Yeah.
Would you rather be a Thomas Wanker or a Brian Wankham?
Probably Thomas, because the thing is, like, you could literally call yourself Tommy Tank.
Yeah.
Tommy the Tank.
But I just think if your surname's Wankham, the whole time after your surname's announced, people are going to say, who?
Yeah.
Who are you wanking off? Who is it, Brian?
Thomas. It was Thomas.
Oh, was it Thomas?
Yeah. No. Brian Wankham. Who? Thomas.
It was Brian Wankham.
Yeah. You got me.
Yeah. Oh, Dr. Prepper's got an interesting one. He's a good liberal. He couldn't resist the opportunity to outwoke his son.
Yeah.
I mean, that was something I really liked about that scene where Noah, who's always a bit of an outsider, that response of they think the estimates for how many have been enlisted are underestimates and they've actually gone way over. I thought that's quite an interesting line. What do you think of that bit?
Sorry, what was that bit? Sorry, I'm distracted.
No, it was when Noah was positing that he had heard that actually the enlistment figures are underreported.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, again, it's just another reference, but that one to me made a little less sense. Because why? Actually, no, it didn't. No, I'm overthinking it. It didn't. Because because why would they be trying to depopulate the world to a lower? Like, surely they'd want to show that they were hitting their targets and meeting their goals and objectives. You know, like a good little government sometimes wants to do. You know, like literally that day after. Again, I'll talk about Rachel Reeves, but you know, she was doing the rounds on the media the media rounds this morning, and she was already talking about how like they've already exceeded the OBR objectives, despite the fact that, you know, I'm not seeing it, and I'm sure millions of other people aren't seeing it. But yeah, so it kind of was a bit weird that they would say underreported, but but again, there's a link to that again when you talk about the things that happened a few years ago. And again, it's just, you know, the cases were potentially underreported.
It's your nice parallel of, you know, this isn't a one-for-one satire. Like, this thing is blending references to several events, climate being the one explicitly named, but several other things are alluded to, you know, a certain health crisis from a couple of years ago, a reference to, you know, they reference kids in cages, they reference Maid,
Yeah, they did.
etc.
Yeah.
So they have tried to balance it, and they're talking about different points. But I think with that, she was getting to the idea that the stated aim is maybe not the real aim.
Yeah.
And it was taught, we see at the start that Bob is going around a low income area. It's like, it might, maybe one of the ideas, if we're reading beneath the surface and saying it's just a cover, the enlisting policy is a cover for something else. It could be, maybe it's an opportunity to try and get rid of, I don't know,
undesirables.
The undesirables, yeah. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what it was about.
Maybe. I mean, it would make sense to a degree if Doc's policy was, you know, we have to have 2 Yorks. Like, you can't just like essentially there's no opt out. Well, there is an opt out, but you're shamed if you turn your back, which again sort of talks about, you know, I suppose, yeah, you know, if you're opting out against the nitty, well, you can say it these days. I don't think YouTube's as fussy about it, but you know, the old clot shot, the Wu flu. If you were, you know, because they say, yeah, like you could lose your job, your career, and all this stuff if you opt out, if you decide against it, which again is essentially just a commentary on what was happening in real time. You know, in the beginning, you know, get your pots and pans out for your NHS, and then like less than a year later, we're saying if you're not getting your clot shots, if you're not on your 3rd or 5th jab, you're losing your job, and you know you can't work. You know,
it's a slippery slope of it.
Yeah.
And like, this is stuff she's observed, and it's what she's reporting. And
I think she's actually done a bloody good job with this film in not satirizing it, but actually just essentially just showing the ridiculousness of it all.
It might not be about sort of climate in particular, and it just a more general thing about beware these massive programs that, you know, it could be kind of boomer, like, hey, beware the massive programs that take away your freedom. Something is like as simple as that. And there's maybe a few things that indicate she thinks like that. But if it's about climate in particular and she's really pushing the boat, then there is kind of a thing where she's basically saying, like, if you agree with it, what's the phrase? If you agree we are the carbon that needs to be reduced.
Yeah.
Then are you far from this? Like, if you're taxing people to buggery and making it basically impossible to have families or do anything, why not just go straight ahead and just start, you know, maiding people?
That's why I know I was joking about it, but
You know?
this is why I said, albeit albeit jokingly, that this is like Elon Musk's worst nightmare.
Yeah.
You know, because it is something that I mean, as you see in this film, it literally destroys families. You know, as opposed to wanting to build up and maintain and, you know, continue the bloodline. It's something that's saying, right, well, yeah, well, you we're going to end it now, and you have the option to as well. Like they make it clear, like later on in the film, that these are brothers and sisters that only ever get together like 3, maybe 4 times a year, and only speak to each other outside of that, to wish the others happy birthday. There's no real familial connection. It's all gone. It's all lost. And when the proposition is given to them that another one of them is going to have to go, rather than banding together to try and find an alternative way out of this scenario, they just turn their attention to inward and say, right, well, no, you've got to go.
Yeah, they don't have the loyalty. As Bob points out, he's clearly seen it many a time.
Yeah,
he knows that there isn't that basically they are atomized and they will turn on each other. Yeah. Here's a thought: is given we see specifically in the ad campaigns repeatedly boomers enlisting, right? And we hear of a program specifically for undocumented. Right. Is the idea that, I mean, this is, Canadian regime. Is it the idea that actually this is how they solve the problem of basically the boomer generation, who, if they aren't enlisted, are basically a massive distortion on the demographic pyramid and are about to enter like their most expensive years? And they're like, if we just enlist all the boomers, and that saves us maybe 15 years of the most expensive healthcare. And I'm just saying, like, is that the idea? Like, that's why we see them being targeted.
Put it this way, I can imagine Starmer watching this and coming out the next day doing a media campaign like he did for that other show, and then up in Parliament talking about offing the oldies. Well, they're all conservative voters anyway, so we won't bother with them. We'll kill them off, and we'll naturalize the migrants by killing their elders, and we'll be in power for another 50,000 years.
Well, look, I don't want anyone to get the impression that this isn't a welcoming and tolerant channel, but you look at the makeup of this family and basically every family and every relationship that everyone has in this film, and you think maybe there's a policy that's going very well. And
but again, like, this is one of those things as well that I just sort of thought when they said, if you off yourself, you're getting 250, you're getting $250,000 tax free, because obviously Bob mentions it, I think, when he talks about his wife, because I think she had Parkinson's. And so they were like, they didn't care about like pre-existing conditions, and so they get like they get $250,000, but where's that money coming from? That's coming from the people who pay the most. Well, it tends to be the people more up in society, and who are they trying to get rid of? Well, those people as well. So effectively, whether it's intentional or not, they're effectively creating a serf class by offering all these boomers and rich people, and only having sort of like the lower dredges of society sort of hanging about, or like the people that are struggling, and essentially the dependents, the people who are dependent on the government to rely upon. So it's it's
so there's something in there. I mean, there's quite a lot about how can I say, we see that underneath all the smiles and friendliness and just chirpy official procedure, there is a strong bit of steel if you don't go along with it. Now, before we discuss that a bit further, I do have to say thank you to Mr. Gently Benevolent, who sent in $5 Aussie. Much appreciated. And folks, super chat function does work. Mr. GB has proved it. Very early for you. Very welcome, but I'm enjoying a nice Leffe blonde now, folks, and the shelves are stocked. Reimburse me. Anyway, thank you very much, Mr. GB, for the $5 Aussie, saying subversively, it's the fact that you've had me telling everyone how great your plushies are, just you making me pre-program when you let the masses get them proper tube. No, they're exclusive items. The proper tube plushies, only for the finest and longest serving members.
By the way,
GB.
GB, I saw you responding to Chris Chan's YouTube short on Twitter, asking to make one for me. I saw that.
A deeply, deeply subversive individual. Deeply. Well, we're talking about Bob. Yeah, I see this. I love this depiction in the film as well. The idea that, you know, the friendly procedure, like, hey, we're just being fair, and just like behind it. If you don't go along with it, you know, if you don't get, you know, first you have to bang your pots and pans, but then, you know, something else. And if you don't go along with it, suddenly you find that the nice, friendly, just trying to help you regime is actually pretty bloody strict about things.
Yep.
And for some reason, TCG, I find my mind going back just a couple of years.
Yeah,
well, more than a few years, actually, come to think of it.
I don't know why. I can't think that it's just something as simple as a recency bias, but yeah, it just feels like everything in this film is related to something to do with that. It's so strange indeed.
You know, there was a weird line that Bob had that stuck with me that I almost wanted to rewind and just make sure I caught it. Did you catch him say, like, basically we'll have got rid of all the righteous?
Yeah.
Almost like, I thought he said that as well. I was like, hey, what did he mean by that? Is he like saying basically we're getting rid of these ponces?
Yeah, it was a bit.
What do you think he meant?
I don't know. It kind of confused me a little bit. I wasn't quite sure where his his motivation was kind of a bit weird because it's difficult to explain. But I really found I loved it. Don't get me wrong, I loved his character. But you had this moment, obviously, where he's talking about the death of his wife. Yeah, I found the motivations a bit conflicting, if that makes sense. I mean, it's quite interesting because I think Mia turns around and is like, you know, because he's talking about doing a service. She's like, no, you just enjoy it, and he's like, why can't it be both? Which is, you know, it's actually a fair response. Like, you know, if you're passionate about something, well, why can't you enjoy your work? You know.
Yeah, that's right, Bob. If you do what you love, you never work a day in your life.
Exactly. Exactly. But I don't necessarily think that he is just about offing the rich. I think I just think maybe from the clientele that he sees, he's more he probably finds more connection, what's the word? There's a deeper connection, I think, with people that are sort of, again, like on the lower rungs of society, as opposed to the more sort of like elite or established sort of people.
He was. You're right. It is hard to pin him down on this because, and it could be bad writing, but I think it's more complex because he seems like genuinely impressed by them when he comes in.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, yeah, that famous guy. Wow, that's nicer than most. So it seemed to be almost like you know what? I get to smack you down a peg or two.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he was sort of forced into it because of his wife's Parkinson's and the bills. And he's like, oh, shit. All right. So there was that angle too. So, like, was he impressed and striking back? But then he's also absolutely not intimidated by them at all. Like, almost he knows he has the real power.
Exactly. Yeah. Even like when they're all captured towards the end of the film, you know, and it is looking very, very dire for him. He's still like, yeah, I've got something, you know, it's all under control. It's like, This isn't the first time this has happened. It's fine.
How about this? Lucky's got a point.
Yeah,
The very
yeah.
first time we see him, you know, he's going through a poorer neighborhood.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could go with it.
Yeah. Okay. I can. Yeah, I can get behind that. That
But
makes more sense.
also
Yeah.
he is paid per body, so
Yeah, which might explain why he has to get 2 Yorks.
it maybe is a little. Maybe it's contradictory. Maybe he's complicated, but he is certainly just a delight. I mean, I can't stress it enough, folks. If you have not watched this movie, Bob's performance is worth it. He is absolutely fine. Just wonderful. I mean, we've been talking for like an hour about the message of the film.
Yeah.
I think we could still dig in deeper, but I'm minded of. I feel I need to put a little salt in with the sugar TCG.
Okay.
As a horror movie, I do think we had a few problems here.
Okay.
It was basically what I was saying in the group chat. I love me a horror movie, but I've got to say I did have a sinking feeling at one point, and I think we had a bit of a problem. Where is it? There we go. I guess if I were to point out a problem with this film, I would say that it gets stuck into a kind of padding loop with Noah.
Right.
So, like, the first time they turn on each other, which, by the way, wonderful, happens about half an hour, 40 minutes in. They tried to get to it as quick as possible, which I think was a really good decision. Because when Bob announces that he needs that extra body, he needs 2 cadavers. Here we go. Brilliant shot. Love it.
Yeah.
Nice and sinister. Great. When he announces that, I felt like the movie came alive.
Yeah.
And so, okay, great. I know what the conflict is. This is wonderful. But then after that, we get into this loop where Noah is attacked, easily beats everyone else down, and then runs and hides. And we have a bit of sloppy editing the first time he runs and hides. Like, he's hitting the back with a knife, but then the next time we see him, he's just suddenly upstairs, and it's like, okay, but what's the logistics of that? Like, I'm going a bit Harrian mode here, but
Yeah.
how does he get from downstairs behind a door to upstairs in the bedroom? How does he stay there? Why does no one come for him? Like, just literally, what are the logistics of that movement? I know I'm going Mauler here, but we were just watching it, and Waifu and I were like, well, how does that make sense? But the bigger problem for me was they kind of repeated this bit 3 times.
Okay.
That he goes round the house, it's just him. He gets a spooky shock, they all fight, he wins. And like, they did that bit 3 times, and I was dying.
They go and retreat and recharge.
Yeah. What do you think of that? Am I being too
valid?
harsh?
Nah, it's valid. It is valid. Although I will say with the second one, the second fight, there obviously you have that added element that you get Ashley, the sister, because there is a. I know I said earlier that there isn't really a bond between the family, but they do sort of mention that when they were younger, Ashley and Noah were close. And Ashley seems to be the most reluctant to go along with the idea that Noah needs to be the one to go, but she eventually gives in when it's revealed that he'd already received, well, I say he received $3 million, but chat, for those who haven't watched this film, part of Noah's story is that he was involved in, I think it was a car accident and a car crash or something happened. I can't remember what it was now.
He's an alcoholic or a drug addict of some kind
both.
and
Yeah,
got
and
into a car accident and killed
yeah.
a woman.
and killed a woman. And so
Mm.
the family of that woman were going to like try and bleed them dry, but essentially it was settled out of court for $3 million because Charles, the dad, basically paid the family off. And so that Ashley knew about it and revealed that when she slipped the knife back to Rachel. And of course, that then got everybody else. Anyway, later on, so while Noah's sort of milling about, Ashley turns up and is basically like, I'm really sorry. I don't know what happened. Rachel got in my head, yada, yada, yada. And there's this like little emotional bit between the two of them where they're looking at old pictures of them on the wall when they were like little kids. This is me against the world. And, Ashley's still conflicted with it, but essentially she has been brought in to lull him into a sense of security. Like, it's us two versus Rachel and Jared. And it turns out actually, no, it's a trap. Ashley was there to try and coax him out. But again, she's still quite conflicted about it, which I think, which was different which to me separates that between the other one, the other instances. This was funny.
Yeah, they managed to vary it a little bit each time, but I do have to say, like, it was the same bit over and over again.
Oh yeah,
So-
I'm happy to accept that.
Yeah, that killed me. Like, I mean, you will obviously get this, but for anyone else, Friday the 13th, the OG, that ending, you finally found out who's behind it, and our girl, wins the fight and then runs away, and then has to is discovered again and has to just repeat that fight and win and hide again process.
Yeah.
It's like 4 times. It's honestly, it's the last 20 minutes of the film. And I think because Sean Cunningham realized he didn't have enough movie. So he just stretched it out. And I just saw this as like a padding sequence. Like, if you've got a short film, and this film is 93 minutes long. This is not a long film.
No.
I felt like they were just getting themselves an extra 10 minutes so that they weren't an 83-minute movie.
Yeah, I'd say my only criticism of the bit that I just talked about with Ashley was that it was too predictable. It was obvious, like what was going to happen. I don't feel like it wasn't really that much of a twist, if you ask me. But
you weren't convinced.
Oh
by
no,
her. Like, you knew she was going to betray him.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I think it's a valid point, because what can you really do in a situation like this, like in terms of sort of like the creative aspect of it? You could probably do the one bit. Yeah, they've all teamed up, they've all turned on Noah, yada yada. He gets away, but then what can you do differently? Because it's quite obvious. Like I said
I
earlier,
had an idea.
Yeah. Oh, go for it.
Okay, so we want them to not turn on each other straight away.
Yeah.
So they've got to first be like, "Oh, this is ridiculous. We can't do it. We can't do it." So you've got to try and force that on them. So how about the first thing they do is they try and escape. They have a plan, like, okay, we're all going to bail out. We're all going to leg it.
Yeah.
So they try different ways of escaping. Then they're all separated. They can all have, a few minutes each, like maybe 2.5 minutes of extra content of what they do when they've escaped. The mum, Rachel, will obviously, she's going to screw it up because she won't leave Mia.
Correct.
Jared, maybe he's convinced to try and help Mia, but he does something else and something gives him away. Like, maybe he calls his supervisor and was like, "You won't believe what's happening. They're screwing it up. They've got it wrong. You've got to come and correct them. They've gone rogue." And the supervisor just immediately rats him out.
Yeah.
Name of woman who looks like Elizabeth Olsen. What's her name?
Ashley.
Ashley. That's it. Yeah. Timu Elizabeth Olsen. I'm not complaining. She is very attractive. I don't know. She tries something else and gets caught. And I don't know. Noah also, his only purpose is he runs to try and get service so he can call Grace. You know, you can still have them do that, but the purpose is we need a little extra, we need 10 minutes of screen time. And we need a bit of variety.
Yeah,
So
no,
that is it. They first try and escape, but it all fails. They're all brought back and told by Bob, no, I need a body.
yeah,
And that forces it on them. Okay, then we turn on Noah. So
yeah.
that would be my screenwriter fix for it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, because I'm thinking of it from the perspective of the initial reveal, like we need a York, and then because they do resign very quickly to the fact that they're going to have to pick somebody, aren't they? And it's only sort of like towards the end when they almost do it the wrong way round, if you know what I mean. But even by then, it's too late because Ashley's on death's door. So in the end, Bob gets his York, second York.
He does.
Yeah.
Based Bob. Overachieving Bob.
Yeah, Bob wins. But like Bob wins the film. He wins. He comes out victorious.
Bob's get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, you know, that's another thing that this is something that made me flip out. And poor waifu had to hear me chimping over this.
Oh, yeah, Lawrence, actually, yeah. I think Lake Otaku says that Bob changes his mind and wants more bodies. If he had missed that appointment, that next appointment. Okay, yeah, you're taking the
Lawrence,
piss now, guys. I need more now.
Oh, Lawrence, that is great. Yes, love it. I mean, we got to point out this film is like telegraphing
Bob the bodybuilder.
But Bob is like telegraphing here, like, don't take it. Sorry, the film is telegraphing, don't take us too seriously. We are satirical. But that is not an excuse not to have a strong plot. And that would be great. Them dilly-dallying, wasting time, meaning he demands extra bodies.
Yeah.
Love it. No, the thing that made me like chimp was Noah, the third time he kicks all of their asses, right? He goes brutal, like he comes out the shadow. He's escaped from being tied up. How did he escape? Don't worry about it. It happened off screen. How? Why? So the movie could happen, etc.
Yeah.
He like comes in like an avenging angel. He stabs them all up. He beats the crap out of them. He's about to kill them. And then he says, no, we're going to work together.
Yeah.
Maybe tell him your grand plan before you shank your sister.
Yeah, but he's the only one who's like, no, we must work together. After everyone's gone, no, right, I'll volunteer myself. You obviously got Rachel. Oh, I'm just selfish, yada yada yada. You got Jared, who's like, I'm the oldest. I should have been looking after you. I failed you. You've got Ashley, who's like, well, I'm already dead anyway. So what's the point?
Yeah.
and then Noah's like, actually, you all make great points, but no. It's like, well done. Okay, how are they gonna help you when you've like drained them pretty much of like half their life force?
It's crazy. That bugged the crap out of me. Like it absolutely drove me mad. Like their actual like launching in of the plan was fantastic. And I may be overselling it a little bit. Oh, also, hello, Distant Nine. Very good to see you. Welcome. Welcome. Don't know if you did the homework, Distant Night. We've come off. We had about an hour of very, very positive praise of the film, and now we're having to rip apart a few of the things that didn't make any sense. But don't take this as an entirely negative review. So I want to say, like, good writing on this bit. Like Bob and Tony come in and get them to reveal, lift up their shirts and show that they haven't got any weapons hidden. Competent. Good stuff. Yeah. They wouldn't be easily fooled. They did manage to hide their weapons in an interesting place, but that was two groups of people being competent.
We like
Yeah,
it. We like
I
it.
liked that. I just wanted to praise them for that, for people acting smart. Yeah, Dr. Prepper also not sold on that scene.
Fake news, Dr. Prepper. It was 75% of them, actually. 3/4.
True.
But again,
True.
Noah again failing to want to sacrifice himself for his family.
Can I throw it at you, TCG? Did you have any? How sympathetic were you to Noah?
I wasn't really sympathetic to him at all, to be fair.
Based.
None of them, really.
Yeah, he struck me as a bit of I don't know, just like whiter than white. Like he's come in, like, oh, he looks like Brown James Franco. He's got a scar. He killed a woman when he was drunk and high, but he feels really bad about it. And he didn't do any punishment other than like, okay, you had to get clean. It's like, come on.
Yeah,
You need a little more than that.
I mean, Noah needed a redemption arc. I'm sorry, but nobody does a redemption arc like Lee Everett from The Walking Dead, season 1, the Telltale series. That man was on his way to prison for murdering a senator who was bonking his wife. So he had a body count as high as Noah, but you see, he wasn't high on cocaine or out of his mind on drink or drugs. Lee was high on love. It was a crime of passion.
A far better example than our boy Noah.
And unlike throwing Clementine to the wolves, he helped her and he nurtured her after her parents had gone missing in Savannah. Whereas Noah was ready to stab his own siblings in the stomach.
He did indeed stick it to his sister.
He even gave Rachel a good old forking.
He did indeed. What did they mean by this? So, it's like I want to say like no one in the family is really likable. Maybe Ashley is likable, but I was also not sold on Noah's pity routine. Like, I'm wait, have I got him? Have I got him with his weird little umbrella?
I'm clean now. I'm clean now, everybody. You have to forgive me. I know I did some bad things, but I'm actually an overseas person who was brought into this family via adoption. Yeah.
I've cleaned up and Netflix chose my girlfriend. Come on. Like, I'm not persuaded by this at all. You can't give me these codifiers of sympathy. No, he's an awful person. Look, Jared's an a-hole.
This dude looks like Biney. This dude looks like Biney.
Rachel is not great. Actually, she is actually awful. But
yeah, they all are. They all are in their own way.
She did a pharmaceutical scam. I don't know why this movie would want to associate a pharmaceutical scam.
I know.
But anyway, Rachel.
She knew it was bad, but they still administered the drugs. Oh,
what did they mean by this?
What did they mean?
But yeah, I'm sorry. Noah is that one who actually was given an amazing opportunity and just squandered it. So no, not sympathetic. But I am sympathetic to Distant Night, who is an absolute Chad and sent in 10 Aussie dollars. Aussies, the backbone of generosity on the stream tonight. Thank you very much. Saying tardy and didn't do my homework. Admonish. Oh, I can't admonish you too hard, Distant Night. You're a channel member and a generous super chatter. I can't.
Indeed,
I just don't have it in me to be harsh.
And
TCG, do you want to have a go at him?
No, not at all. Like GB, he lives in the future, so
it's true.
He technically can never be on time. So,
all I have is just like,
I mean, time's relative.
Jealousy for escaping the wrath of Rachel Reeves.
Yeah.
It's just jealousy. You're out of the budget blast radius.
Yeah, but I'm sure Australia have their own problems. Dr. Prepper says, to their credit, Rachel and Jared at least don't pretend to be arseholes, or don't pretend not to be arseholes. Very true.
True.
Jared's one probably I could not sympathise with the most, but if he made it out alive, I'd be if he'd made it out alive, I'd be cool with that. And he did. So cool.
Yeah. He did indeed. He did indeed. You know, slightly you know, the worst fighter in the group, but you know, he held up his end in the end. Also, we should note that Jared is the one who gives us our obligatory Cronenberg perversion scene, where he's what is it? He's tweaking his nipples like one of the are they like the cable customer service guys in South Park?
What? I must have missed that. Wait,
Were they
what?
cable customer service? Like,
They were. Oh yeah, no, yeah, South Park. Yeah,
they rip the shirt out and then
that's
they're just
right.
like tweaking away,
Yeah,
tweaking and twiddling. Yeah, it's a Cronenberg movie. We've got to have one thing. By the way, we breezed over it, but just the film point out like, oh yeah, basically government and corporations collude to, use your private data against you and blackmail you.
yeah.
What did Caitlin Cronenberg mean by this?
There's so much she's speaking about, but we just never get the opportunity to really sit down and analyze. I mean, oh geez, Louise.
Lawrence Hendry is come in with our anti-Aussie shaming comments. So we couldn't do it. We couldn't do it. With its Picnic at Hanging Rock, it's just filled us with admiration for all things Australia at the moment. But Lawrence has filled the gap saying, I ain't anti-Podian. I just don't like him. Thank you so much for the pun. I like that one. Very good of you. Very good of you. Yeah. So just like stunningly observed, basically, yes. You can be blackmailed with everything online.
Oh, you're going to hate me.
Go for it.
There you go.
Oh, there it is. Hang on, can I get us like this? That's the one. There it is. Yeah.
I just need to slap the TCG face over that.
That one just sticks in my head, you know. South Park's been getting a brutal reviewing of late, and maybe not undeserved, but
the Halloween episode was quite good.
I can't say I've seen it, but just they do have a way of getting something that when it just sticks in your head, you know. Dr. Prepper saying Lake Mungo as well. Look, you know what, guys? Actually, the Antipodean countries, they punch above their weight in the horror world. It really needs to be addressed. You know, not only have you got Peter Jackson's contributions, Heavenly Creatures, Bad Taste, obviously Brain Dead. You've got all sorts of stuff. Housebound. That there is a heck of a lot of very high quality Australian horror. Now, maybe not all of it. Maybe we only, get the best of the best breaking out so we can see it. But there are some extremely good Australian movies, and they've just, well, Australia and New Zealand, I should say. I think certainly the Peter Jacksons are New Zealand, and Housebound was New Zealand as well. That was very good fun. They apparently Hounds of Love. I've seen this mentioned many a time. I'm scared of it. I don't know what's going on. Yes, Wolf Creek. Wolf Creek, also a fantastic Aussie horror.
You did mention Mel Gibson earlier, didn't you?
Oh yeah,
No,
of course.
Sorry, I'm just,
Dylan. I can't. Come on, man. Lake Mungo is great. Come on. All right, I don't know. I really liked Lake Mungo. So, Snowtown, yeah. Well, we're just praising the Antipodeans today. Babadook as well.
I still haven't seen that yet.
Have you not?
Ooh. No. I need to watch that.
Yeah, I'd support that one. I've only seen it the once, but I quite liked it. It very effectively built up the dread. But yeah, A Picnic at Hanging Rock is is the absolute standout from Australia for me. Like, oh my goodness. That was one of the Halloween specials, and crikey, that was fantastic.
Nice.
It'll be divisive. It's not for everyone, but I blooming loved it. It was very otherworldly. Anyway, sorry, I've taken us off track here.
I'm sure you haven't noticed yet.
Oh, hang on. Oh no. Oh gosh, darn it.
It's your fault. You mentioned South Park and Mel Gibson in the same stream, so
I
you know.
did. Oh no.
Ah,
Oh,
my
no.
nipples, they hurt. Ah.
Deeply subversive. Controversially, and I don't think I can elaborate very much on this on YouTube, but I would say that was one of the early South Park L's. But yeah, I won't say any more about that on YouTube. We'll move on. Laku asking, would I review Tenebrae? I would love to. I would love to. A full-on Argento season has been one of the things I really want to do. Tell you what, that we can put that in. We can put that back in the rotation of topics for members to vote on. I also remember way up in the day, Dylan had a movie that he wanted to put forward, and I can't see it anymore, but I want to say, Dylan, you have not named a film as a member request, so you can do that. Just go, but pop in that film as a member request, and you will get it done, possibly even in December. But I can't find the one that you were requesting, so alas. Yes. Oh, hang on, is that it? Dylan, is that the one you want to request, 100 Bloody Acres? Let me know. Lock down your choice, and then we will cover it. Do not worry. Something I like to do for all channel members. Okay. Whoa. So, I know we'd got to sort of the. I mean, are we basically at the end?
I do want to very briefly talk about Grace's death.
Oh, rock on! Yeah. Go ahead.
Let
me get Grace on screen for us.
It's just hilarious. So, for context, during one of Noah's brief escapes, he is trying to phone his girlfriend Grace just to try and raise the alarm. But as it was earlier mentioned, the phone signal has been scrambled by the docks company. But he has the smart idea, and it is quite a smart idea when you think about it, of sending the message, writing up the message, hitting send, and then lobbing the phone out of the house or out of the window to the point where it's out of range of the scrambler, so it can send the message. Anyway, Grace comes down later on in the film, and there's a bit of a not a standoff, but there's a bit of a tension moment because she's trying to find out what's going on. She's whacked out the phone. She's live streaming it to her Instagram audience, yada yada yada. And she tries to make she basically tries to make a run for it after they're like, we need to contain her. And so Bob gives a very, very straightforward command to one of his colleagues, and he says, "Get her." So they decide to shoot her as she's running away. Oh no, Grace is dead. And Noah seems to hear the commotion going, because that's when he sort of goes dead man rising, if you will. And then it's just that one little line. It was my favorite in the film when they've gone back in the house. And then Bob just turns around to that person, and as he's walking off, he just sort of stops, turns, and goes, I mean, catch her.
And then Rachel follows it with hey, that's the extra body. He's like, you can't have that.
Yeah.
I need a York.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. He's like, I can't have that. What do you mean?
Yeah, you just knew Bob was going to do that.
Yeah. Like, are you crazy? I need a York. Does that look like a York?
Based Bob again.
Yeah.
Oh, you love to see it. You absolutely
But he
love to see
gets.
it.
But this is why Bob wins, because this picture that you've got up on screen is at the end of the film. Ashley has clearly died from her injuries that Noah inflicted on her,
Mm.
and they've still used Grace. Bob got paid more. He was only
Bob
meant to get paid for
secured the
2.
bag.
Yes.
Chad Bob.
Bob lived. I'm convinced that Bob lived. Yeah,
He did. The art of
yeah.
the deal.
Yeah.
You know, he knows it.
Yeah. He needs 2. They tried to negotiate 1, and he walked away with 3. So, yeah, what can you say? Winning.
Just Bob kept his eyes on the prize. You got to admire it, man. You got to admire that, Bob.
Are you tired of winning yet, Bob? Are you tired of winning?
Yeah, they may have depicted him with a few injuries, like he'd been roughed up by the family and he looked humbled, but no. We know Bob got the bag. Another day, successfully meeting his objectives. Amazing work, Bob.
Although I do wonder why they released him.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess they convinced him to pull out whatever strings he needed to pull, and he is like, yeah, okay, I'll go along with that. Sure.
Well, it's like he said, he's been in these situations more times than he can count. So it does make sense in a way. Bob surviving to the end of the film, it just kind of makes sense. Yeah,
I can see it. Let's get our boy Bob up again. All right, we've had a question here. I've got to do it. So please, Miss Horror Show, if you don't address the Cronenberg family dynamic before the end of the stream, I'm worried I'll have an aneurysm. So what Lawrence is referring to here, I think, is the interest here that so we've got to stress here, Caitlin Cronenberg did not write the film. The film was written by a chap called Michael Sparaga, who is a Canadian. He doesn't seem to have done all that much. He may be a homosexual. Yeah. I've seen here he is. I'm looking on his IMDb. I've seen him. He's presenting at the BFI Flair Festival.
Just to be clear,
those in the know. Yes.
Sorry, just to be clear, I'm not laughing because he might be gay. I'm laughing because of the way you said it. He might be a homosexual.
Yeah, I had his IMDb because I looked him up as a writer. I always look up the writer, and I just suddenly noticed in the photos he's at a gay film festival,
right?
That I have been to once or twice. Get your laughs in here, Chad. They had an exhibition on for a film. You know it. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I have specific tastes. We'll move on. But yeah, it hasn't done a huge amount. But you know, he's plugging away. And anyway, so my point was, Caitlin Cronenberg didn't write this, but she did pick it. She did direct it, and she will have had an influence. And you've got to wonder: is this a bit of a family dynamic where you've got the slightly ungrateful, unsympathetic young next generation, the children, with the great figure in media father, who's on his second marriage at least? You know, does this resemble their family a bit? The sort of are they too dependent on him? Is this reflecting the Cronenberg situation? I don't know. It's
it might be more of a reflection of the actual writer's family, maybe.
I mean, I will say that Brandon and Caitlin did bring David Cronenberg in to their films. Both of them have done that, mostly in cameo. One of the few things that Caitlin did prior to this, she had a film called, what was it? David Cronenberg is Dead. Oh, sorry, The Death of David Cronenberg. That's 2021. Going off Wikipedia, that's a 1-minute short film starring her father as a titular character himself and also the writer.
Okay.
So The idea of filming the death of her father, I don't know. They're an odd family. I don't see it. The idea that maybe it's sort of how can I say that there is a bit of a sort of nepotistic anxiety in the film that reflects their family dynamics. I'm sure about that. I'm not sure about it. Lawrence, if I'm missing something, help me out. Lawrence has said, guilty is charged occasionally. Look, I just like the music. What can I say? She didn't write the film, but it can't be a coincidence that the father bears a striking resemblance to David Cronenberg. Yeah, and Cronenberg is not shy of being in front of the camera. But would it have been too much if he were to take that role? I don't know. Yeah, then maybe I feel I'd have to noodle that a bit more. The film is doing a lot. Like, there's a lot of concepts swimming around this film. I wonder if that's maybe one concept too far. I like a reach, but I feel I'm missing that one. Lawrence, do keep build that up for me if I'm missing something. I'm always happy to be corrected, and lucky to have a smart audience who picks up on these things. Dylan Roth has chucked $5 in the bag. Thank you very much. Bob 2020.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, the eternal Bob Reich. I'm sorry, it's the only way. I want a Bobocracy.
Make Bob's great again. That could also work in India.
Post Bob's and Supreme.
Yeah.
Bob's and Vaccine. Oh God, why didn't I get that? God's sake, it was right there.
Oh my God.
I should have got it straight away. Anyway, I'd kick myself if I didn't get this out early. TCG. The family have got to have 80 IQ for agreeing to let Mia go.
100%. Again, this is another. This is sort of links into the fact that they were so quick to resign themselves to the fact that one of them have got to go.
Yeah, it's so stupid. It's like, oh, the justification was she shouldn't be here for the discussion. It's like,
correct.
Send her upstairs.
Yeah. Send
her upstairs. You don't know this guy. Drove me mad. Drove me absolutely mad. By the way, if I didn't say specifically, thank you, Dylan. Sorry if I didn't thank you when I read out the comment. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Drove me mad, and that seemed like a bit of a weak thing. I think it might have been Dylan actually who said that the film strong in concept, weak in execution. This was one of those things that I hated that they just gave her up. I would have much rather she be dragged out to sort of show that they're serious.
Yeah, like by some form of resistance, absolutely. Like the family, try and fight to keep her there, yada yada yada. But yeah, the fact that they just let her go willingly after Bob's already demonstrated that to be less than an honest character when it comes to the circumstances behind. Well, actually, I need two bodies. Like it's not. It's just sprung on him. He almost does that kind of like Columbo. Just one more thing moment, doesn't he? When they're like, get out, and he's like, okay, but actually I can't go because I need to take one of you lot. Like, oh, and by the way, I'm going to take your daughter. Don't worry, like I'm not going to hurt her. Honest. To be fair, he keeps his word, but they don't know that. They don't know that.
Yeah, exactly. It bugged me. And that felt like the film trying to downplay. I don't know. That was an opportunity to play up the horror a bit, but I've got to say, like the scenes with Mia and Bob are a massive highlight.
Yeah,
Mia was great. She was really fun.
Yeah. I like the bit where she's like, I need to go to the toilet, and she's going in. He's like, wait, and he runs in there and grabs a toothbrush because earlier on he leaves her in the trailer and she cuts all his cards up. He's playing cards, but yeah, it's like he runs in, grabs his toothbrush. He's like, just in case you try pissing on this or something.
Oh, genius! Like her cutting the cards up and him determinedly like just stapling them together.
Yeah, it's just
I loved it.
he comes back, he's like, "Why did you do that?"
You know, she was feisty and great and on it from the start. So yeah, massive thumbs up. I thought that was that was nifty. That was nifty. And yeah, so I don't we addressed the Grace thing. I know TCG that might be everything that I specifically wanted to cover. I suppose that, you know, nice that the film ends on a nice note. Literally fake news. Oh, sorry. That is one more thing I had to cover. We have to talk about Jared's brilliant "bro, I'm not racist" moment.
Yeah.
What do you think of that? Because I think we had different reactions to that.
Yeah, I saw someone said in the chat that they thought it was cringe. I know you didn't quite like it, but again, I thought it was rubbing in the face of like people who would sincerely say something like that. Yeah, I didn't take exception to it. I just thought it was quite funny. You know, like, yeah, I just thought it was quite funny. I liked it, and again, it's just Noah's reaction after he knocks Jared out, and he's just like, "I get it, like I get it, like yeah, I know, mate. Don't like, why are you even saying it? Like, it's funny."
I wondered if what she was trying to get at was kind of that, I don't know, like the Dems are the real racists.
I could just imagine her pitching
like
it though.
She was doing that thing.
I could just imagine her pitching this to like the film, like the film studios. Like, we're gonna have a DEI cast, so it's gonna be a multiracial cast, multiracial families. We're gonna have social justice messaging, and we're gonna have white people acknowledging their privilege. And they're gonna be like, just make the film, and then they get this, and they were like, "Hang on a minute, this isn't what you should." It's got the DEI, it's got the multicultural families, it's got people acknowledging their race and their privilege. I didn't lie, like in a Bob speaking.
Yeah. I mean, I think I said on Twitter, like when I first saw this, like I was like, "Oh my goodness, Netflix is in charge of OkCupid. Everyone's having a Benetton bonk, as I believe they call it, to a comedic degree," and you're sort of like,
and it is
Canada, but the film's having quite a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, it is something that comes quite out of left field. I do agree with that, Lawrence. But the problem is, I think, man, I don't want people, because I know there's circles on the internet that obviously like hyper focus on sort of like the castings of films and TV shows and stuff like that, and I know that they will look at this at a service level and go and dismiss it, but like I sincerely hope that they don't, because this film is far more than just the casting choices. I think it's quite good.
Yeah, do not be fooled by that. It's like it may even, dare I say, given that I already believe David Cronenberg is someone who knows what he's doing and knows what he needs to not say, I wonder if there's even an element of like parody about it.
I feel like they proper game the system.
The extent to which it's done, it's like the extent to which it's done, it feels like parody. So
I genuinely feel like they gamed the system making this film.
Yeah, it's what's going on, Caitlin? Oh, it's a film about the climate emergency and what we need to be done. Oh, Caitlin, hang on, I'm already writing the check. What else?
We're giving a pathway to, it's a film about immigrants making a sacrifice, and that sacrifice is, rewarded as a pathway to citizenship.
Oh, Caitlin, I'm adding zeros. Keep going, baby.
This is a film in which white people acknowledge their racism, their misogyny, and their white privilege.
Oh, it's about the importance of crusty white boomers offing themselves for the greater good. Oh, Caitlin, I just added 2 more zeros.
Hang on.
You make whatever you want.
Bringing it back out.
Oh, gee. Please, Caitlin. We're still going.
Oh, Caitlin, make it keep going, Caitlin. Ah.
Oh my goodness, yeah. So yeah, maybe she lured him in with that. Maybe she did.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh well. Possibly we are overanalyzing, but that is what this channel does, and I apologize for nothing. We like our overanalysis. Suffice to say, I do think Devon Stack would have a lot of fun with this movie. Anyway,
I agree.
So TCG, you
clip that.
No, don't. I just have a slight feeling that as much as I greatly admire him, I don't think Devon Stack would be too much of a fan of this channel for reasons that escape me at present. Anyway, TCG, my boy, you said this was your favorite of everything we covered in Cronenberg season.
Yep.
How would you rate it overall if you had to put your thoughts into burgers to score it?
So, okay. Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to rate this one quite highly because I really did enjoy this film. I actually quite enjoyed it. I won't lie. I came into it with low expectations off the back of the last 2 weeks. So, yeah, it very much exceeded the expectations. It's not a perfect film. Don't get me wrong. Like, I think the fact that you pointed out the padding issues are completely legitimate. The fact that they didn't really resist the actual proposition by Bob when it was revealed that he needed one of them to off themselves was a bit of a they could have done something differently that actually could have, like you say, resolved that padding issue that happens later on in the film. But I mean, in terms of like some of the comedic bits were absolutely on point. Bob is just an absolute sensation. And in terms of how I'd rank the last 3 weeks, I would say so hang on, what did we cover the first week? It was Existence. That wasn't great. Then it was the following week. Oh my god, what was that film called? I'm terrible. I am terrible.
Antiviral,
yeah. Okay. And then this. So I would say, I'm just trying to think. Antiviral was shit, so I didn't really like that. So I'd say Antiviral third, Existence second, and then this one is a clear winner. I would say. I'm going to give it a 9. I'm going to give it a 9 burgers out of 12. Yeah. A little sprinkle of the Cronenberg blood sauce, some tickly pickles, and some, I'm going to say nipple cheese.
Never say nipple cheese again.
9. I thought this was fun. I thought this was fun. It was better than I anticipated. And when I thought they were going in with the message, again, that subverted me. So I think, 100%. This
nice. Well, I am chuffed. You've given it a nice high score.
You finished it off well. I was a bit skeptical. Horror show last 2 weeks. I was rocked, and I thought I can't. If a third one and I'm out. But Dylan, well done. Great suggestion.
Very good suggestion. Yes, and Dr. Preppers said we should be doing Cronenbergers. Sorry, it's Lawrence Cronenbergers. Terrible. Well done.
Nice.
Yes. So for me, tough one. You know what I'm extremely biased in favor of? I like a good bit of symbolism. I like a message. I like to be thinking about what the film is saying. So this rates it highly for me. There's a lot I could get my teeth into here, and I'm amazed to have a film that comes out. I couldn't get a budget information for this, but it's Canadian. I can see that they,
Have a quick
you know,
look.
they did save a lot of money on it. Most of it was filmed in, what was it called?
Wait a minute. This only
yeah.
made $44,509 in the box office.
I'm
Must be
thinking
very
not
must.
a wide distribution.
Yeah, I'll say this must have been limited distribution heavily.
I think so. Probably trying to get itself on the streaming service would be my guess. Very limited
Yeah,
release.
Shudder. It went on Shudder on like
Yeah.
pretty much straight away. Yeah.
I could not find budget for it, but you know, it's cheaply made, but decent use of budget. It doesn't look too shoddy, but I think they've basically done what they had the money for. So I like a bit of messaging. I like the style, cinematography, far above average. Lots of lovely shots. The only thing that is massively, and you know, a lack of some of the elements that have hampered previous Cronenbergs, well, David Cronenberg films for me. I am far warmer towards Brandon Cronenberg than you are TCG,
Yeah.
which is grand. It's fine. Yeah, the only thing I'm like docking points for is probably just that the pacing is off and the fights were awkward.
I didn't mind that. I didn't mind that because I'm not expecting this family to be a bunch of martial arts experts. So I'll forgive that.
Yeah, it was, I don't know, it was just filmed awkwardly and trying to, you know, like I'm thinking like when they come up on him on Noah and they attack him and they stab his hand through the frame. I'm like, okay, it's a cool effect, but like, you know, stab his back. You know, it just it was awkward for me. So, and then just something I downvote a film for is when I see a sort of solo stalk through the house sequence, something in my brain says you needed to squeeze an extra 3 minutes out of your budget, and this is like the cheapest thing you could shoot in a horror movie. It's the equivalent of in a drama where you just have 2 characters in one room having dialogue. Like it's your cheapy for horror. It's someone's going through a house being spooked in the dark. It's like it's so cheap to do.
Yeah.
And you can get an extra few minutes of content for nothing. The Purge is like a 13-minute sequence, which is just that. It drove me mad. Anyway, and we had a solution for it. Maybe they didn't have the budget for it, but anyway, I'm going on a bit here. That's the main thing I had a problem with. But it's annoying. It's like you take those 10 flabby minutes out or you switch around for something better, you've got a solid movie. So the number of mistakes are low. I think I have to bring it down to, I can't go as high as a 9. I think I have to go with an 8 because
yeah, that's fine.
I just got very annoyed by literally it was like, oh, it's a Noah cat and mouse around the house again. No. Yeah. So there we go.
See,
but
I just want to.
It's a recommend. It's a do watch.
Hugely.
It's a good time, and you know, extra promotion because this is a film that is saying something that most films would not. This film is going to some kind of dangerous territory. So
I just want to point out that I've just checked this on Rotten Tomatoes. The tomato, so the critics overall is 72%. The audience scores only 41%, and I've just found a comment which literally has validated what I was saying earlier about people looking at this on a surface level. So this was from someone called Tony O on the 2nd of February this year. Okay. Political correctness run amok. In the first 20 minutes, they give lectures on global warming, illegal immigrants, misinformation, and a slew of other social issues. It belongs on MSNBC or PBS. Man didn't watch the film.
Oh, Tony, bro, you had huffed the glue before you pressed play, bro.
It It's like, yes,
Oh,
it's doing that, but it's not doing it in the way that you think it's doing it.
yeah. This
So, yeah, that's disappointing.
TCG, he doesn't have media literacy.
No.
No, not media literate. Tut, 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 tut. Yeah, disappointing.
Clearly hasn't watched enough of Double Feature Horror Show to really get the deep analysis of films. Because I'll tell you what, that is. Oh yeah, why were they? Oh my god, half a star. Why were they hiding from the sun? Why wasn't it explained? It's literally the.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, ask Tony O. He'll tell you. It's all explained in the first 20 minutes.
Well, it makes no sense. These umbrellas would be an absolutely useless bit of protection. Why would everyone use it? It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah. These are very not very good reviews. Although some people have like giving it reviews, but it's just
low quality.
Yeah.
Reviews. Engage the brain. Turn up the autism before you watch a film. Honestly, folks.
Dylan, I take exception at that. I'm just gonna. Oh, I said too much.
You have to have an IQ of at least 105 to appreciate the mellifluous tones of BH and TCG. Well, that is a fabulous comment, but it's not my favorite comment of the night, which is obviously this one. Dylan's. Until Nick turned on him, Devon was a huge Fuentes fan, and he's way gayer than Chloe.
Brilliant.
Hey, I am the diversity token keeping Lotus Eaters safe from Ofcom. It's pretty gay.
Yeah, Dylan says it's hot youth immoral. I think the guy who asked that question believes that the umbrellas can only be used in the rain. It's like, yeah, they're very good at keeping creating a shade as well.
John Corris is correct.
Forgive them for they not know what they post. For they don't know what they post.
Actually, to be fair, Lackey's got this Cinema Sins moment.
Yes,
true. Oh well, folks. A 9 Cronenbergers and a 8 Cronenbergers. This is a pretty happy situation. We're enjoying this one. Caitlin Cronenberg stepping out of the family mold, but doing something pretty darn interesting. I would say keep an eye on her. I'd also say keep an eye on Brandon Cronenberg, but maybe that won't be shared by everyone, but I'm a fan. The apple may not have fallen all that far from the tree, but they are tasty, tasty apples. Anyway, I know where I'm going with that because I'm basically saying I prefer Brandon and Caitlin Cronenberg to most David Cronenberg films. So here we go. Well, that is your review of Humane. We've just slipped over the 2-hour mark, so I'll round things off pretty quickly. Your horror homework going into December. We are doing a whole bunch of channel member requests because some wonderful people signed up and requested a film to review. So that's what we're going to do. We are going to be covering next week for Dissident Night. Oh, I don't know if he's still in here. If you are, my friend, we are covering All Hallows Eve.
Boom.
All Hallows Eve, which is the first appearance of Art the Clown, who you will know from the Terrifier films.
Yes.
I think he requested it as a curiosity. I'm interested. So we'll be going for that.
You can watch it free on Tubi.
Ooh-wee.
Amazon, you can watch it on Prime with a subscription to Channel 101, which I'm just looking at now, and it has a 7-day free trial. But yeah.
Hello, me old chum.
Tubi or not Tubi? That is the question.
There we go. Getting your hands on All Hallows Eve should not be too hard.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a few more requests, and I saw that Dylan confirmed he wanted 100 Bloody Acres. So there we go. We got that covered. That's
Nice.
Another one. And I know there's another, but it escapes my mind at the moment. I will be looking it up.
Horror show.
Nice request. Yes?
When are we going to cover Popeye the Slayer Man?
Oh, jeez. I will put the Schlock arc up to members. I think that's the next vote. Is like, do we want to go back to 2000s era remakes, which I really hope they want to, the Argento arc or Schlock? So there we go. There's also, oh my, I've got so many arcs I want to do.
Right.
TCG. I want to do like depiction of the South, like South American states in horror, Nazi horror.
Sorry,
Like
I've
how they were depicted, you know.
yeah, I've just found a film that I think will be
hello.
right up your alley. I'm going to send you a screenshot of it so you can put it up, see what the chat think, because they might be interested as well. I'm going to stick it in the Twitter DMs.
All right, sweet. I will head there with a sense of trepidation.
Yeah, that's probably for the
If
best.
I can get into the DMs.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. There we go.
Great.
There it comes.
Will it work? Will it work on
Okay.
the new? Oh no!
The
hell is this?
Tubi.
All right, I'm getting that up. Hang on. So,
Chat, would you like us to cover this,
chat? You want us to review this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Dr. Dragon and Sarah.
It's bound to be horrific. I mean, I don't know if it's a horror, but it's bound to be horrific.
It certainly do be that way, Mr. Stansel. Oh my goodness.
Oh look,
Crikey.
made.
Crikey. All right, well there we go, folks. You have got your review of Humane 2024. You've got your horror homework for next week, which is All Hallows Eve. And it falls to me to thank TCG for joining me tonight.
No, thank you very much for having me. And it's a pleasure as always. And chat, you guys have been amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. And I'm chuffed you like this one, TCG.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
I feel really bad when if I put you through like more than a couple that you really don't enjoy in a row, I sort of think I feel really bad.
No, don't feel bad. The bad ones make entertaining conversations. If I like a film, I don't really have much bad things to say. But you know, this is good in that it had a very, very comical actor in it, in Bob, and I suppose to a lesser extent Jared. But yeah, bad films I'll just shout at. I'm not as extensive as Harry, and I'm not as detailed as him, but I just have a monkey brain. A monkey brain go bad. A monkey brain like to shout at bad thing.
Well, that makes me feel better. Thank you. All right. Well, chat, thank you as well. Thank you for the supers. Very much appreciated. Do like the stream if you haven't already. And do have yourselves a lovely Friday. I hope you got a lovely weekend after that. And I will leave it there. Thanks, y'all. Cheers.
Friday night quiz, 9 p.m. tomorrow.